Hey Stampers and Crafters, this is Melissa Laws from Melissa Stamps, and I'm bringing you a project today that is for Valentine's Day. And I've made these cute little boxes, and you can fit, believe it or not, you can fit a folded up bag of cookies or a cosmic brownie from Little Debbie. You can put all kinds of little treats in these things. And so let me give you a list of the things that we actually used to create this project. We did use, you're going to need a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of paper. I used Real Red. You're going to need the Bloom and Love stamp set. This is still good in the catalog, the 2017-2018 catalog, the Creativity Your Way. You can still purchase this. I also used the Sealed with Love dies, and I had some Sealed with Love DSP left over from last season, and I bought extra because I loved this so much, and so I used this particular paper. I did use the ornamental tag topper punch. I think this one is discontinued, but there's another one that's like it. You can use any that you like. I did use the Sweetheart punch. I think this one's discontinued as well, so any heart punch will work. And then I did use a 2-inch scallop punch on this piece right here. And I used Rose Red for the ink, and I used a Melon Mambo pen to make my stamp a little bit juicier, because this is the one that I used and I was having trouble with it. So now that you know the supplies, let me move these out of the way and we'll get started. I did use my scoreboard on this, and what you'll need to do is score on the short side at 1 inch and 3 1/4 inches, and then you'll need to do on the short side you'll do a half a score to this other score line. You'll do 3 7/8, then you'll go all the way through at 4 7/8, then all the way through at 6 1/8, and then halfway through again at 7 1/8, and you'll turn it around and you'll do another 3 7/8, just that original score line, and then another 7 1/8 just to that original score line. So that's all the scoring you have to do. Then what you'll do is you'll cut it, and it'll end up looking like this. You'll cut out this piece on all 4 corners, and you'll cut across the tabs all the way across to the score line, and then I fold, 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 and fold, and then you have perfect little tabs, 1, 2, and 3. And what I did was I used my Tombow, and I glued here, and I lifted it up, and here is one that I have finished. And I took the tab and did the tab topper like this. I look at it upside down, and then I put it in there. And you have to really finesse this punch, because it just doesn't like to fit in there just exactly right. And it is a little bit smaller, so I took my snips and just clipped those edges off. So there you have your tag topper. And then you take it after it's dry a little bit. This part is complete. You take two 2-inch scallop punches. The one is the background. Then you take your My Valentine stamp from the Bloom and Love series. And I did this because I just was having so many problems with the N. So I juiced it up with the Melon Mambo. It doesn't really matter that it's 2 different colors. It comes out about the same. And then I stamp it down. That came out pretty good. There's a little bit of shadow on it, but that's okay. And then I adhere this to this. And you have your circles. You adhere that. Then I used, to go across the bottom, I used the washi tape to just jazz it up a little bit. So I just lined it up. This is older washi tape from last year's celebration. I still had some left. I'm going to use it. I like to use all my older products. Here we go, all the way around. Line it up like so. Take your snips, cut it off. That's the bottom. Here's my heart that I stamped, or that I punched. Put that right here at the bottom. And I did, this is the Sending Love Sweet little heart, and I used Tombow on that. It's a little bit easier to stick with the Tombow. This paper is Pool Party, just so you know. The background paper and this little heart is Pool Party. And then I did take, I don't mind mixing colors. I have no problem mixing colors. So I took a little enamel dot that I had that's Flirty Flamingo, and I added that to the center. I like that. I like the layers. Well, it's not going to cooperate. We'll just leave it sideways for now. And then I took, this is the Bermuda Bay stitched ribbon, and this is on clearance right now. You can get this, and I also used in these other ones the Blushing Bride ribbon. You can get these on clearance right now. If you haven't already, you can check out my website in the Shop Now section. So I cut a 7-inch piece of the Bermuda Bay, and I fold it over. But you can check out my website at www.melissastamps.com. Melissa Stamps is spelled M-A-L-I-S-S-A. And you can go in the Shop Now section. You can get to all the Stampin' Up shopping, and you can check in the clearance section and see what they've got, because they've got some really good stuff. Alright, so I do that with the ribbons, and I cut them sideways so they have a nice angle to them. And there you have it. My adorable, quick little Valentine's box. And for additional information and instructions and all the dimensions, you can go to my website, again, www.melissastamps.com. And thank you so much for joining me today.